In this demo, I will be explaining about microservice architecture. And how it is applied in my internship project, the PayPal provider service. Microservices architecture is a way of designing applications where we break down a large system into smaller independent services. It breaks down large system into smaller. Each service is focused on doing one specific task and they communicate with each other using APIs, usually REST. It focus on each system is focused on one specific task. Each system focus on one specific task. For example, in a large e-commerce application, we might have one service for user management, one for orders, one for payments, and one for notifications. For example, we take one e-commerce application. It's divided into small systems, like one system for user management and another for orders, one for payments, and one for notifications. See, e-commerce application, it's divided into small parts. One for user management, and one for orders, one for payments, and one for notifications. So, first system take care of all user management, like user uh, means another for orders, another for payments, and It's another for notification. Each of these can be developed, tested, deployed, and scaled independently. In my project, I have built a microservice called PayPal Provider Service. This microservice is responsible only for integrating with PayPal. The main purpose is integrating with PayPal. This microservice is responsible only for integrating with PayPal. Its job is to receive payments requests, prepare a PayPal compatible request, send it to the PayPal API, and return the approval link uh, result, like transaction result. It does not handle users, orders, or shipping. Those will be handled by microservices in full application. This kind of separation makes the system more flexible and scalable and easy to maintain. If the PayPal logic needs to change, we only touch this microservice without affecting other systems. Let me explain the internal structure of my PayPal microservice. Let me show you. See, this is one whole application. This divided into small parts. See, first system is controller. This handle incoming API request. It exposes endpoints like create, capture. So we contain some endpoints. Next, service. This contains the main business logic for creating and reconciling orders. In this package only, we contain sub-package like subsystem, like service.helper. Here we can write all helper classes. This builds the actual PayPal request with fields like amount, currency, return URL, and cancel URL. This system contains model classes that match PayPal's API structure like amount, purchase unit, and experience context. And this system contains it handles application level configuration like profiles and environments. And this system holds reusable constant strings like intent values and headers. And there is another subsystem like utils. This provides utility methods like converting Java objects to JSON objects. I have also set up environment specific product properties using Spring Boot profiles. See, it contains all properties, application properties, dev properties, local properties, product. It contains some application properties. This allow To switch, this allows me to switch between different configurations like sandbox and live PayPal URL without changing the code. This microservice also follows stateless behavior. It takes a request, performs the logic, and returns a response without storing any session or data in memory. It needed the service can be containerized using Docker and deployed independently to any cloud platform or Kubernetes clusters. In a larger architecture, the front end or the order service would call this PayPal microservice when a payment is required. This means we can scale the service separately if payment traffic increases without affecting the rest of the application. And this is what microservices means. Before microservices, there is another approach called monolithic. Monolith. First, I will say what is monolith approach. It is one big code base. In this approach, we write all the code are on in monolith. There is only one system. All members have to work on that system. Some features of monolith are like user login, product, payment, notification. These all features have to write in one system. Only we can write in one project. So it is like a big project. And also it also deployed as one single unit. It is easy to start but hard to scale. Like if if there is any one error in the system, the whole system will crash. And it is difficult for teams to work independently. So all the team members have to work on that project. So it is difficult to deploy, or if one person make any mistake in one system, the whole system will crash. So it is difficult to maintain. That way, The microservices approach has arrived. See, in microservices, we can divide large system into smaller. So, it, in microservices, uh, we can divide into smaller pieces. In one system, if there is any errors, it not affect to other systems. So it is, and also in microservice, it is easy to deploy. See, each team member with can deploy independently. If one person completed his task, he can easily deploy it, not dependent on another person. That's why microservice is easy approach comparing to monolith approach. There are some concepts in microservices. Let me explain it. First, let me write it. First one is independent services. In this concept, each service should be independently deployed and testable. So each person can work on one service. I mean, different services. So they would work independently and they can deploy independently. And another one is single responsibility. Single responsibility, that means each microservice should handle one business task, like creating a payment and updating an order or sending an email. So there is different works. Each person can work on each service. He can handle one specific business task. He can do it independently. And another one is own database. See, in monolith approach, there is only one database. Whole project contains only one database, one big code base. It contains only one database. But in microservices, each system, like see, user management contain one database, orders contain one database, payments contain one database, notification contain one database. It has its own schema. Each database contains its own schema. Services should not share databases. In microservices approach, we have to communicate via APIs. Microservices communicate using REST APIs or messaging systems like Kafka, RabbitMQ. So we have to communicate via APIs. And another one is technology flexibility. See, one each person can work on independent service. So they can use different technologies. Like one service can use Java and another one can use Python. Based on their requirement, they can use their technology. Another one is scalability. We can scale just one service instead of the whole app. Like we can scale payments, we can scale orders. So each time we can scale on that service. We no need to scale whole app, like whole application. Let me share some advantages of microservices. When we work on monolith, all team members have to work on one project and all members have to wait completing of their work. Whole team have to complete their work at a time. But in microservices, each person can work on each services. So they can develop easily and fastly. No need to dependent on other team member. Teams can work on separate services so they can develop fastly. We can scale only the high traffic services. Means microservices can scale only the high traffic services. Resilience. That means one failure won't crash everything. If there is error in user management, it cannot affect other services like it not dependent on orders, payments, notifications. So these services will be safe. Only the errors will occur, only user management. So if any one service can crash, it not affect to whole application. Flexibility. See, each person can work on different services. So one service need one different type of technology. So they can work their technology based on their requirements. See, one can use Java, one can use Python, different technologies we can use. And faster deployment. See, if first the service is completed, then he can independently deploy his own service. No need to wait for other services. Deploy one service without affecting others. We can deploy it by without affecting any other services. And this is what all about microservices and why use microservices instead of monolith. Let me conclude it. Microservices means it breaks big applications into independent services. So we can easily develop and we can easily deploy. Each service focuses on a single feature. They can scale and they can deploy, they can evolve independently. We no need to depend on other services. In microservices, we use tools like Spring Boot, Docker, REST, make it easy to build them. I have applied this architecture in my PayPal provider service, which handles all PayPal payment operations. As and it is production ready microservice. This approach makes the system flexible, scalable, and ready for the real world. See, this is my project. So it divided into small services. So one developer will work on controller and another will PayPal, another one services. So they can easily develop and they can easily deploy. There is no need to wait on others. That's why microservices makes easy development and faster development. And this is all about microservices. Thank you.